Okay, welcome to Mori, episode 30, with Koma. Qbhall's coming later.
All
Like
right.
most times, but...
Hi, guys.
So, yeah. And this time I want to talk about some manga news. I saw, and TV shows and whatnot. I saw The Climber being translated in English now, getting an official release. But the same maker
Oh,
as Innocence.
yeah.
So that's nice.
Shinichi Sakamoto.
Yeah, him.
That manga has been published in Italy for quite some time, actually,
Mm, mm,
for
mm,
more than 10 years ago. I have
mm.
never read it, but people uh, have an high opinion of it, especially after the first 2 or 3 volumes, because the first volumes were maybe written by another guy, and then he
Yeah, the artist himself. So basically, what happened is like they had a writer and the artist himself, and basically it was started out as a shonen, like a battle shonen, like competitions. You go 2-2, etc., and just going to the top, something like that. But then the writer just fucked off. Didn't want to no part anymore, so the artist had to come in and create the rest of the story, and then it got a whole lot better. Like they skipped some 10 years or so in the story, and it got more personal. It got more, a bit more, what you call it, the summit of the summit of the gods. Yeah, mostly like that, but a bit more going on than that. That was mostly talking, but the art improved, the story improved. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, it's one of the better. I mean, the art itself is one of the most highly praised arts in manga, especially
Mm.
the backgrounds, but not only in the backgrounds. It's very detailed for a manga.
Yeah. Lots of like I also think he uses photos and then just change them into images and then draw over that again, and then you have this weird style. Like you think like, and it looks a bit too realistic. Well, yeah, it's a photo, so that's what he did with Green Blood. Or did he work on Green Blood? I don't know. It's a similar kind of style, but could be wrong. Yeah, I could be wrong. Could be somebody else.
hmm I mean, I've flipped through the pages of a couple of volumes some time ago, and I don't know, maybe one day, because nowadays I tend to stay away from long series. Like, if I remember correctly, The Climber is like around 20 volumes or
Mm.
something like that. Don't
Yeah.
know how it's going to be published in English. Maybe they are going to make an omnibus collection or something. I haven't even read the news. I mean, I've heard about it, and
Mhm.
actually, it's been quite some time. I mean, it's one of those titles people a couple of years ago have self-printed. I don't know if you remember the self-printing on Reddit. There were these guys, even on the subreddit of manga collectors, who
Oh yeah. That being a community going around for that, like some manga being self-printed completely. Yeah, I've seen
yeah,
that
totally
stuff.
piracy. I mean, there was this guy that posted a tutorial on how to print your own manga
Yeah.
from scratch using scanlations. You use this site, and for the most part, the site didn't care. They just printed and ship it at your
Nah.
door. But eventually, they find out about the copyright issue and started flagging files and accounts and so on and
Mhm.
so forth. I mean, the scene maybe it's still alive, but very niche, and they don't put the word around as much. But the Climber was one of those titles that were self-printed
Mm.
back in the day. So a couple of people have the complete series pirated, and
Mm.
it's interesting. And
Yeah. I mean, and hopefully they didn't flee to Brazil like the other guys for that one horror manga.
yeah, for being like it's one of the most recognized manga series for I don't know it when it was published in Japan, maybe uh, less than 15 years ago or around that time. I don't
Mm.
remember. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's one of the most important series for that time, as far as aware. So it was weird that no publisher in English didn't pick up, hasn't
Mm.
pick it up sooner than they did. So it actually arrived quite late in English, but the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
goes
yeah.
for many other manga series. They arrived very late.
Yeah, like Humongous, for instance, or like other series that like been a long time being reprinted. Helsing is being reprinted in normal volumes, like all kinds of stuff being reprinted right now.
I mean, there are series that gets released or announced quite very soon, like anything what Urasawa does. Like Asadora came like maybe a couple of years after it started in Japan,
Mm.
and it's being published in English as far as I remember. And but other manga take some time to arrive. They remain available only through scanlations even to this day.
Mm,
But
mm,
like
mm,
how many titles from Rumiko Takahashi like you are getting now or just got?
Of like Innocence right
Meijon
now,
Meijon
and
Ikoku arrived recently in English. I don't know if it was published before, but in English, you guys got
mm,
the omnibus published by Viz Media, if I remember.
yeah, yeah, it's only been like Innocence, like maybe 1 or 2 years ago, and now this one really there's not been, and this other hasn't been ever been published in English officially. Then, so far as I know, I've never seen any old skins or like old flames pop up anywhere. So yeah,
Mhm.
no, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure not.
I have no idea even about like the site itself, or I need to check out what they are publishing now. I only have a Junji Ito volume by them. It's the one about that no that novel by Danzai, the adaptation.
Mm,
Uh,
mm,
what was the name again?
mm.
No longer human. No longer
Oh, no
human.
longer human. Okay, 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 okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. The omnibus has been like for a few years now, being published. Yeah, I have that one. I knew like the original volumes were going like for hundreds of dollars sometimes, like really expensive to sell that everywhere. But like, now it dropped significantly in that departure nowadays. And yeah, and for other news, I'm going to Japan in September.
Oh, I think you have mentioned it
Oh, really?
already, maybe, or is
Oh,
it
yeah, in the last podcast, but you were not on that one, so I didn't know really if that
maybe
was.
before? I don't know, but whatever. Nowadays, I don't get surprised when somebody says that they are going to Japan because everybody
Because
wants to
everybody
go to
does it
Japan
now.
eventually. So even myself,
Yeah,
I hope I will go there sooner than later.
yeah, 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 yeah,
So
yeah,
how long will you stay
yeah.
there?
For 2 weeks, basically, like in the middle of September.
So where are you going to go? Tokyo,
Yeah, Tokyo.
Osaka?
I've also in Tokyo, and then from there, I'm going to different places. But I really have to check out where to go from there. I'm going to the Nie Cafe that especially like has a lot of Nie events and like a lot of Nie events. Like the owners like Nie events, so
Well,
I'm like probably not gonna have that much English conversations with them, but hey, still fun to check out at least.
well, take plenty of pictures, maybe even videos, and show those on
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
podcast. You will bring your Steam Deck there, I guess.
yeah, yeah.
Especially
I
during the
guess. Yeah.
flight, you will need something to keep yourself occupied.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess, yeah. I mean, they also have like a lot of meetings with like members from The Gravity
Mhm.
Festival around near stuff is like all kinds of booths for like different small magazines of like fan made stuff, cosplays and whatnot. So yeah,
Mm.
that was like this. That was in May, like 26th of May. So if I planned it earlier, then I could have gone to there. But hey, I mean, there's still lots of shit to do there at least, and different exhibitions to go to, cafes, merch, whatnot to find. All this, like, yeah, I can spend months in like the city itself. Like it's so big. It's like
I
the
mean,
biggest city
yeah,
on
Tokyo
earth.
itself, I mean, you may
I will
need
never get
to
bored,
go to
really.
stay. I mean, my recommendation is to visit at least the neighborhood where you can find all sorts of bookstores, like
Ah,
Jimbo
yeah,
Shop,
yeah. They're more
Tanda Jimbo.
mom and pop shops. Yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, there you may find like I don't know, magazines that are hard to find. Something
Yeah,
that you
true.
can
Also been
find
thinking.
at Mandarake, unless the dude from Japan Book Hunter hasn't got all the good stuff already.
I mean, he goes more for the retro stuff from like the 60s and 50s, not particularly near magazines like I'm buying, but I'm like, I might be finding some stuff that I still need to find and scan in.
Hmm.
And yeah, speaking of near stuff, like I found like a few days ago something weird, like a hidden message on one of the pages of Blame, basically. It's like pretty
Mm.
weird. It's like Nie was like talking to somebody else, like back in the day. I don't know why that was, but wait. Where can I find the skins real quick? Yeah. Let me look. Oh, by the way, don't go. For anybody watching, don't go to this site if you don't want copyright stuff, obviously. But let me look. Where is it? Yeah, yeah. It's like at the end of Blame with the giant exterminator, basically. Yeah, this guy. And then, if I'm right, it should be. Uh, ah, mm, old scans. Basically, there's here a message with like, uh, love you, Megumi or sweets from Nia himself. It's like old scans. So I wish there were some newer scans, but I don't know. Maybe I can find it. Where can I find it? Wait, maybe here. Mm,
I mean, this is the sort of thing that you should have prepared beforehand.
I mean, yeah, it's just some things just pop up in my head. I mean, like, you know,
It's all right. Take your time. No
yeah, like
rush.
I like most of the time I have some topics on hand, but like some things are just like, you know. Anywho, where is this shit? Here we go. Yeah, here we go. You see here on the bottom of like his legs, between his legs? Yeah, that's literally a message that Nia put in for like somebody he loved or his wife or whatnot. It basically says, "Love you, Megumi." But we don't know who that is or like why it's in there. And the weird part is it's you can only see it in the master edition of the manga, but not in the original Japanese volumes or like the Tokyo version. So
Hmm.
that must be from the original magazines. This message, or else it would be in all the versions so far. So they edited it out at some point, but at some point the versions from the Japanese versions, the scans of the sheets or that were lost, and just used the magazine version up, or obviously for because it's a bigger format, so that's why. But yeah, kind of weird.
I see.
Like here on top too, there's also some message for love or something like that. I hear here in the top, like in his crown, there's also some weird message. I don't know why he puts the stuff in here. Don't know. Like I know some Japanese fans knew this, but like nobody else would know this because who looks in the background for the kind of stuff? Because it's so random. But like some random fact I
And
found out.
nobody has noticed this for all these years
I mean, Japanese fans have, but not much. Not many people have. Like,
abroad, of
b-
course. I'm talking about
yeah,
people
yeah, like
abroad.
have talked about it or like in their own circle. So we have no clue, and we have no clue that that even means something. Could be just some random gibberish for all we know. But you know,
Yeah.
it's weird. Maybe it was for his wife or some girlfriend or who the fuck knows. His mom, who knows. And also in this panel, you see Kiri is standing here, and in the Tokyo Pop versions and the original Japanese version, he has like a sort of cube around him. So it's edited out here. So, but I'm like, if it is from the magazine, then the magazine wouldn't have this cube. So I don't know why the fuck. Then in Japanese versions, the cube was not there. But these are like weird editorial decisions that we probably never know the answer to because it's like 20 years ago at this point, or 25 years ago at this point, something like that. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh, Qbhall is here. Yep.
Hello, Qbhall.
Hello, hello. Am I audible?
You are
Yeah.
like usual,
Oh,
more or less.
Yeah. More or less, kind of.
okay. Yeah. So you guys were looking at slight differences between the different versions
Of
of Blam.
Blam. Yeah. Yes.
So
Yeah.
what was the cube? What was the cube supposed to be? So I'm thinking.
Well, first was on this matches like Love Megumi or something like that that Nia wrote there, some secret message. Here between his legs, you see that was pretty weird. We don't know if it was for his wife, girlfriend, mother, who knows. And yeah, this cube, that's basically if we go to manga decks real quick. And like in the old Tokyo Pop versions, in the old Japanese versions, there's a cube around him basically, like he's frozen in place. But but for the Master Edition, it's not there. So it's like weird why they would remove that, and even if it was in the what you call it, Master, why it was not in the Master Editions. Yeah, here. You see the cube really clear. Like some weird cube around him, like he's being frozen in place or something like that. But this was in the Tokyo Pop versions and Japanese versions. But if you go to the Master Edition versions, it doesn't have that.
Uh,
But
um. w- Well, I just wondering if if Nihei was thinking, should I make this more clear, less clear? I mean, remember there's um the removed chapter of Berserk.
Yeah. It could be Nie's doing that. That he thought like, oh, this makes no sense. Let's just let me change it, or it could be editorial. So the editors just changed it out. But also, but then you would also edit out that message, I guess, in the MA if it was already edited out in the Japanese and Tokyo versions. But I guess they want to go as original as possible for that and just kept that in the MA, so we would see it in there. So because maybe the sheets were like the Japanese version, normal manga were like lost, so the and well, not lost probably. They just used the bigger versions of the magazines for the MA, so you got that. But and then Ian was like, "This makes no sense. Let me change this out." So could be, yeah.
Um, no, you happen to know what is digital and what is traditional in there's the cube is the cube shape is gone from that frame too. The one above it.
Yeah. It's from all pages. It's gone in the master edition. It's only in Tokyo Pop and the Japanese one.
Okay, so the master edition is only available. So there's Japanese versions of this where the cube is and isn't there.
Well, only the master edition doesn't have the cube on all pages. That's the only one. So also in Japan, also in English and any other country. Only like the original Japanese volumes from like back in the day and the original Tokyo Pop versions and like maybe other versions of the manga back in the day all had that cube basically. But and the magazine itself, we don't know because there are no scans of that. Nobody scanned those in. So
He will be the first one to scan the magazines for us.
yeah, I don't have them all. I only have chapter 1, and then Biomech I have, and then some other one shots, obviously. But yeah, I mean, I need a room for that, so it's kind of difficult.
I guess they are bulky.
Yeah, they're
I'm
cheap.
wondering if he. I'm just wondering if he. How much he cares about, looking through this stuff before he releases it, or if he's just like, just send me the check,
I mean, yeah, in the beginning of like the manga and like the majority of Blame, he was like anything that came up to mind, he would draw it in basically. Yeah, like he had no real clue what he was doing because it was just like his first manga, so it was like just finding out what sticks, threw it at the wall and just see what sticks basically. Like Flying Mental Ray in the first episode, or like why can Sanakan just transform in an area where she can't transform because that has a barrier around it, and that's part of what the movie fixed and that kind of stuff. It's like all kinds of mistakes that later on you wouldn't see less of and less of, basically.
Well, I guess when that is like a reason to keep the world vague, so that if you accidentally screw up, it's like, yeah, that is just a wizard did it,
Yeah. I mean, I mean, he does it anyway. So, but like, these small things. I'm like, I guess he wanted to just, probably show the fake better in this. Just Kitty herself, which is better than just like I don't know. It kind of looks like the barriers from Dune from the '80s movie. Kind of
Yeah,
like that.
you know what? I was thinking that. So it's kind of interesting how it's like an old time effect, but this is so like you could have basically. I wonder if it was a homage.
I mean, yeah, maybe it was kind of like, oh, Dune, that was a fun movie. Let me put that in. Yeah, why not? I mean, it's also sci-fi, so it makes sense. I mean, you done before, so yeah, kind of makes sense.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I'm sure he looked at. For some reason, I'm sure he looked at it. I'm sure he saw it. I'm almost sure.
Yeah, I had to be. I mean, he wrote so many novels and movies and whatnot. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense that he would do that. Don't know if you've seen the latest movies, but or we ever hear that in an interview if he ever gives one. But you know, and
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
for other.
he
Mhm.
has given interviews before.
Oh yeah,
For
yeah, yes. Like I've collected like 41 interviews now up till now that I can get my hands on, and then two I still don't have. And like
Do you
one,
have all the Italian interviews?
yeah. Also from like 2015 when he was in where was it again? The biggest festival in Europe, in Italy. What's it?
Luca Comics and
Yeah,
Games?
that. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I also have that. And from France, you had like six interviews from Angoulême. So it's like, after the fifth one, it's kind of like getting the same over and over, but still have him. So, yeah. And now my most recent interview is like from 2001. I have scanned in. Like, it was in like from Anime Land, basically from when I scanned in was in a collection of interviews because they were existing like 20 years in like 2011. But the interview was missing some stuff. It was missing some images and some review. So I also ordered the original volume from 2001 to get the extra stuff in there. So yeah, that's why I didn't publish that interview yet anywhere. So only on the Discord basically, just to get it somewhere. And yeah, and new Tower Dungeon chapter dropped. Lots of action this time around. Yeah.
yeah, it- yeah. I'm beginning to wonder if the whole thing is happening in a computer game or something because there's a lot of gamey stuff in it. Like they're
Yeah, like
talking
an
about getting
RPG,
revived.
basically, just a role play thing. And
Yeah,
I'm
and
pretty sure for like the guy Yufa, he probably has some dragon in it. He's probably a dracomorph somewhere. I'm pretty sure it's been talked about. There's something in his eyes, and also has this incredible strength for some reason. Like, why is he so strong all the time? Like, makes no sense. And also, this spearhead looks a bit too tech to be really normally made in that kind of era, like the Middle Ages or something like that. But it could also be the low detail that it could be just kind of looks like that. But who knows? It has the Toa symbol on it, which is basically a crest. The fragment crest, as they call it. But yeah,
yeah.
I don't know.
So I mean, uh, he could also never expand on anything. I was wondering if um, like I mean, many of his things there's more left unexplained than explained.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, yeah, we could never go to the technological advances of here, or just show one or two bits and like, what would that be? And you would never get to that point, and we just be like, oh yeah, we know it's an attack world, but we don't really understand what the fuck is going on. I'm like, I don't know. I like to have a bit more, been thrown a bone a bit more than that, but yeah, I don't know if
yeah,
we're gonna see some tech in here, and it's just like the whole tower is not technological advanced or something like that. It doesn't come from a seed chip or anything, and like it came from the sky, but beyond that, it's like made of stone and bricks. So it's like bit difficult to do that.
yeah. Then there's uh
Could be a simulation though, but who knows really?
yeah. Koma
Hmm?
might remember this, or you might have thought of this too. Like you remember how in Game of Thrones there was the mad science of that maester that brought back uh the mountain.
The
was it?
mountain. The mountain. Yeah.
Yeah, when I saw somebody, I don't know if you're familiar with this manga, Koma, but when I saw somebody, the weird, distorted humans, and body horror things, and like there's this huge pile of corpses. I was reminded of you might remember that too, Mars. There's like a big pile of corpses. I don't know if they were zombie corpses or what, but it reminded me of the Maester. Oh, he just needs more bodies, more bodies from the Black Cells.
I mean, I only seen like episode 1 from the show, so I'm like, yeah, I'm not really that.
But basically this guy was he was like I guess you could say he's an alchemist or something, but he basically the mad science equivalent of medieval times, So he always for his resources he just goes into the Black Cells, the dungeon basically, and gets new, what is the word? New raw materials to work with. So when I saw the big pile of bodies, I was reminded of that.
Also, kind of do me think about that one game. What's it called? What's the game called? Black Sails? What's the game called again? Assassin's Creed. Yeah, Assassin's Creed. That's also played in different centuries, but it's actually a simulation. We didn't know for like some games, I guess. So like, it could be happening. It was just all in his head all this time. And I'm like, yeah, and this guy is just like, they're just like, the fuck is coming up? I'm like, yeah, how can he do all this? He gets chunked, like no big deal. Throws a brick off the guy's fucking faces off. Like it's kind of like Kibi's strength at this point. So, like this chapter went really wild with his stuff again, like Nia normally does, with a lot of ink this time. So that's a nice coming basically. It's just exploding guys, all that stuff.
There was a dragon. There was a weird dragon lady in the last one.
Yeah. Fell down, and then the count was like, let me get this to my nest to have some fun later. Oh boy.
But he also had a line where it made it seem like if or one character had a line that made it seem like if this mightn't be death for them. It might just be a grievous injury. I don't know if you remember the line. Well, basically, because I don't know the limits of the world, right? Especially for these superhuman creatures, because I don't know if one of the Qbhalls will, because they mentioned something like that too, right? The Qbhall or something like that, or revive.
Oh yeah, the fungus that lives in the dungeon that can heal anything basically. And I'm like, I know already that the Dracomorphs already are pretty sturdy and can do self healing, so I don't know if she's coming back or anybody can really come back from that, but. There's probably still alive, or else they would be really short. I mean, Nia is known for like having characters being like for a few pages, and then they're dead. You never see him again. Like that's usual for him, but
because you're right. Because I was wondering if the reason he showed them was to build them up and then immediately kill them. It's like, wow, now because one of the characters was like, oh well, I guess this is it. We don't need to do anything more. Now that this freak is here. And just go on, and it's cool. Like she's like a monster to them in size, and then she was like a speck against the tower, and then she was also like a speck against this huge swarm of things that came out.
Yeah, all the dragons, they just came flying at her. I'm like, well, we can't. And then it was like, somebody was like, well, we can't fly to the dungeon or else we're getting cooked. And then it's just kind of like...
And they could have barely beat even one of those half dragons inside the dungeon. That was it was an early chapter. Remember there was a dragon that was just the first half?
Yeah. It was barely hanging out. Yeah, his guts were falling out and whatnot. Yeah, he was barely still alive, but yeah.
Yeah, you know, so like,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
you're following this series, Koma, by the way.
No, and this one I haven't started reading it personally.
Okay, it actually goes by pretty fast. Um, there's a lot of pages where similar to Blam, there's not a lot of talking going on. But
Yeah,
yeah,
like the first two chapters are like 90 pages, 80 pages each. Like the first one was 90 pages, and then the second one was like 80 pages
I
because
guess
he had that
it's
much
only a matter
time.
of time before this also gets released in English officially and in other
Yeah.
countries as well.
Yeah. It's already pretty popular in Japan, so I'm pretty sure it gets an English release eventually.
Has
Now,
the first volume came out already or not?
in English, nope.
No,
Only
in
in
Japanese.
Japan, like volume 1 and 2 has been released so
I
far.
mean, that is already enough for it to get an official publication abroad.
Yeah. True.
Are you guys also reading Kaina?
Kinda, not
um,
really. No, I'm not really reading that. I'm like, there's not really been that many translations on that. Or like it stopped at like chapter 10 or something like that in English. I think. I think it's already
also,
been like at the movie they're already at that I know, but yeah,
I see.
well,
can be
I,
really
I,
be
I've
bothered.
watched all the movie, but I don't know if the series will or the manga series will follow it uh directly. You know,
They're already at it, so I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like the same basically. I don't think they're gonna be really changing that much on it, but yeah, I can't really be bothered by it. I'm like, from the anime, I couldn't really get that much. I'm like, mostly from the movie when it first came out, I already had everything what was in it already through, but I'm like, yeah, it's this weakest series basically.
yeah, I still want to see what he. I wonder if they'll kind of. I wonder if they'll quietly cancel it now that the manga has reached up to where the movie ends, or not yet.
I guess it's just at the movie right now, as far as I understood that. Basically, wait, maybe I can quickly find that in like Discord. Let me see. Um, kinda there. Okay. Let me see. Where do now? They're at chapter 24 right now, and that's the end of the series. Yeah, they're just at the end of the series.
Okay.
Yeah, last one was like last month, the 24th. Yeah, they're just at the end of the series, so they're getting at the movie. Yeah.
I wonder if they'll how to say um like you know how they always change stuff up when the manga isn't finished. So
It's true. It's like that happened with
so
many series.
so yeah, so I'm wondering if that will happen here. It will be kind of funny because it's like yeah he did he write is where they greenlit the anime before the manga even and the
I mean, yeah, the manga is basically just an advertisement for the anime. The anime was made long before, and then just released the manga earlier, just to have some advertisement for it. But like the anime is the main thing basically, and the manga is just like secondary, just made afterwards. Basically, just following the anime series. But the art is not done by NEA; it's just supervised basically by NEA, or like written. I think written. Yeah, it was written by Nia, and then the artist was done by somebody else.
oh, okay right I do think I remember it was being drawn by someone else yeah which I thought was kind of weird but how could it be an ad if everything is is totally out. Is what I'm wondering, like that, which is why I was worried it would be cancelled and we will never see if he had other ideas for it.
Yeah.
Like I think it's interesting to have different versions of things because sometimes I wonder like when these guys making stuff, they have to make a choice at some point, and we never see the other ideas that they could have gone with, if that makes sense. So
Yeah. They could put stuff in there that like the anime couldn't really do it, so like why not put it in the manga? Like, yeah, I don't know. We're like a chapter.
yeah, that was
We're like a chapter 5 right now in English, so that was 2 years ago. So fuck. Only Russia has been anywhere with this, so yeah, I don't know.
Koma. This was
Mhm.
something I used to wonder with the Game of Thrones series. Like I thought it would. Well, I didn't know it would turn out the way it did, obviously. But I always used to wonder if the series would have been a way for the other ideas of Martin to come out, the ideas that he couldn't do in the book because he chose to go down one path. If that makes sense, like in the books, Arya never meets the head of the Lannisters. I forgot his name, Tywin.
Oh yeah,
Arya never meets.
she meet with Bolton. With Bolton, if you remember.
Instead, right. She ended up at the Dreadfort, and that's who she saw. So instead, in the books, instead in the show, she met Tywin instead, and that was really interesting. Like imagine she killed him right there. What would have happened? Just imagine.
I don't know.
It's really but it's really interesting to see, But I mean, she couldn't do it at that time. Imagine, but I always think about this. She could have tell did she already meet the faceless man? She could have told the faceless man to kill him. But she ended up having more people to kill. I don't know if you remember. She killed some more pressing people.
I mean, I don't remember exactly because I have read the books more than 10 years ago. So those details are foggy in my mind. I remember she was at Dreadfort and she met with Roose Bolton and she asked Jagan, what was the name? Igar, the assassin, to kill like 3 people. I mean, he gave her the choice to kill 3 people. I don't remember who she decided to kill, but yeah, if she asked to kill Tywin, things would have been quite different. The story would have been completely different.
And it's cool because he came up with like ways that she more personally needed to kill other people. If you understand what I mean, like if a guy's coming to kill me, I'll have to get the faceless man to kill that guy first. Rather than concern myself with some guy, somewhere else. I thought that was interesting because she had like other people to kill first.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Oh, this was in the books. The phrase that she always repeats is "fear cuts deeper than swords." That was taught to her by her sword teacher, Cyril Farrell. But in the books, in the show, he teaches her the line, "What do we say to the god of death? Not today." And like I thought, like those were 2 ideas that Grimm had. That he chose to go one way in the books, and not, when the show came out, he had like another way to do it. I still think that it will be rebooted in our lifetime. Just to
yeah,
give it a
it's
better
possible.
adaptation.
Speaking of
You know
Game
what I
of
mean?
Thrones, will you be watching House of the Dragon season 2? It's going to come to air soon.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. You know, I actually watched the first season. It was actually pretty good. Um, yeah, have you watched it?
Yes, of course.
Ah, okay. No, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if it was so burned that you wanted nothing to do with it. I was because some people are. Um, I don't know if you know any of them. They're so traumatized by season 8 that they don't want anything more to do with it. I don't know what you think about that.
I mean, to me, it was nothing more hardcore than the first season of Game of Thrones was. So at the end of the day, who cares? I mean, at the end of the month, it's no 16 of this month. It's going to air the first episode. So it's going to arrive in 15 days,
Damn, that is nearer than I thought.
I
Okay,
think.
well, I guess we wouldn't have that long of a wait. Um, but I think they did a good job. I'm not sure. If I understand it, this is not an adaptation of a book, but it's no wait. Yeah, it
I
is an
don't.
adaptation.
It's
Is
like a single book. They are going to do at least 2 seasons for a single book, Fire and Blood. And I don't know. I mean, there are going to be differences between the book and the series. I mean, as far as I know, there are differences even between season 1 and the book. So I don't know. We will see in a couple of weeks how it's going to be.
yeah.
Yeah.
I try to remember was Fire and Blood is written differently than the mainstream Game of Thrones books. It is written from the point of view of a maester or something like that.
I don't remember.
I might be wrong.
I don't know because I haven't read the book. All I know is that it's about the time where Targaryen were still strong and they still had dragons. So it's a couple of centuries before the main series, like 300 years or something, maybe something like that, more or less.
Okay, I read anything. I read in the right. So it's rather than a novel, is a scholarly treatise about the Targaryen dynasty written by a historian within the world. So it is a maester writing it. Yeah. So it's not because I remember that there was something different. It's not actually a novel with point of view characters and stuff like the mainstream Game of Thrones. You know, the one manga I was reading. Now that I see I was looking at some manga here was I think I mentioned last time Ankoku Coil or something like that. No, Ankoku Delta. I don't know if you know that. I think I mentioned
Not
it last
really,
time.
but the manga I have here is also from NIE, obviously. Bump, I scanned it in a few days ago. It's like the black and white version of that short story. It's also never been online. It's like basically the same as the color version, but yeah, it's basically just guy pooping in the desert, some creatures being created from it, and just follow the guy around, and that's the whole dumb story. It was like an anthology volume, basically. Hey, is his ass?
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, when he is on acid, basically, and just
Are those insects or something else?
they're just little people that just sprouted from there. Yeah, I have also no fucking clue why he really went with this, but like basically anthology volumes were like each book had its own theme, like sports or edgy, dark humor, etc., etc., etc. And this was like one of them. It was probably for dark humor. Yeah, it was for dark humor. So you get this weird alcohol, this weird stuff going around. So yeah, scan that in. And then yeah, what more did I do? Oh yeah, I watched all of the Lord of the Rings movies and the Hobbit movies in like 2 weeks. So with all that stuff in my head now, there's like there's a lot of fucking stuff. The original movies were obviously the better ones, naturally, than the Hobbit ones, but still not that bad because the five armies was basically just CGI battles. But hey, like it was fun ride altogether. So there was like some points I'm like why would you do this? Why would you trust some other guy with this stuff? Like when the two hobbits, Baggins and his friends, are traveling with Gollum to Mordor, and they're like, and Gollum is telling Baggins constantly, like, you mustn't give him he wants the ring all for himself. He's just after the ring himself. You must not trust him. And he literally doesn't trust him at some point. It just leaves him in behind. I'm like, what the fuck are you gonna trust? Some creature that lives for 500 years just because of that ring, and he wants it desperately back, eats babies, and does whatnot. And then, yeah, and against your friend, your whole life. I'm like, the answer should be should be really clear, but somehow we're not on that page. Oh no, it was like I don't know but hey, the CGI held pretty much up for like 2001 and 2002, three. Like it's like CGI at that time wasn't that great at all. So uh first watched like the normal version of the first movie and then the extended cuts of like the second and third movie, and then the same for the Hobbits, all the extended versions. Uh, but it's like a lot of shit is going on. Lots of memes I've seen. Like the music video, maybe it's still the taking the hobbits to Isengard. That's also been a big meme back in the day, and still going on in that community. But it's been a lot of this stuff going around. Also, lots of videos and whatnot. So, you two watched all the movies, or just like long ago?
Long ago.
Hmm?
Yeah, long ago too. Yes, but one
Mm.
the I was it's coincidentally I was looking at some law videos of the creation of the orcs. I don't did I mention it?
Mm.
When
Um,
Saruman talk with the Urukai.
Okay.
well, I was actually
Yeah.
reading that in different parts of Tolkien's work, even he had like different ways where he mentioned how they came about.
Mm-hmm.
Like even he wasn't quite sure which direction he wanted to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought that was kind of interesting, like as a kid, I used to think that oh, these guys making this stuff up, they have it all together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not
You would
that
think,
they, yeah.
yeah, and also recently made like last year like a TV show like before the Lord of the Rings, and it was like pretty shit by fan standard from what I've seen before. So like that didn't really work out. So I guess they're still doing a season two because it was popular enough, obviously. And they're gonna do two new movies or something like that.
Right.
Like for like the hunt for Golem. So basically, in between the two towers, basically just to get the ring out of them and like more info on everything. but and then 2 other movies like a pair movie, another trilogy. But I don't really know what it's gonna be like or where that's gonna
No.
be. Like maybe after Lord of the Rings or like after Lord of the Rings, basically.
So this is not going to be another Amazon thing. This is going to be released for cinemas.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be by Amazon, but I'm not really sure. I don't think it's will be by Amazon. I think it's gonna be apart from the TV series. I'm not gonna see the TV series because it's not that great, so I don't want to ruin my experience. Basically, like the drag out the battles way too long, the TV series, like throwing the idiots around. So but if you go back to the original movies, you see like in the few swings that they have at each other, they must kill each other. So battles are really short. It was also the same in the Middle Ages. If two people were fighting, they want to get each other at like the first moves and just drag it out forever to kill each other, basically. So that was the whole reason for that, which they did in the first 3 movies. And then in The Hobbit, we all know that these characters are not going to die, so we're going to make crazy shit with them. Basically, you see Legolas, like, you see stones just being thrown up in the air, and he's just walking on it, like he just can just, like it's some sci-fi stuff, and he just can just walk on water or some shit like that, and just standing on people's heads and just jumping around like it's nobody's business, like he has no gravity shut off for him, basically. And like the same for the dwarves. It's like they just kind of got plot armored all 3 movies, and in the last couple of scenes, oh no, then 3 are gonna die or something like that. I'm like, bruh, they're surviving all this crazy shit, and now they're gonna be dying. Oh yeah, sure, it makes a lot of sense, but it's like 10 years later from there, so still, but maybe Peter Jackson, but yeah. Oh well, it was fun. It was like they can just do whatever because he's not dying, so it's whatever. Also, had a colleague that was has been recently watched all the movies, so that got me inspired to do the same. So yeah, it was all on archive.
What,
The extended editions were on archive. There are other sites just had the normal version. So yeah, archive is done. It's just a bit handy if it still survives. If it doesn't go somewhere completely, but.
People want to get rid of it, unfortunately.
Yeah. Thanks to COVID, that they lend books for free, but without by invading copyright, basically, and that's just biting them in the ass really hard right now.
this was the original. You're talking about they actually have the movies on archive or the books?
Yeah. All 3, all 6. I mean, the extended editions.
Okay.
They have a lot of movies on there.
All right. How is it that they avoid getting jammed up, or do they not avoid it?
I mean, for the title of like each post, there's like just a bunch of numbers, and then you see if you go on the page itself, just a list of the movies, and that's how they probably just avoid copyright. But I don't know really. But yeah, the page itself is not named, so you just have to do like the first title of the first movie, like the Fellowship of the Ring, for instance, an extended edition and an archive, and boom, you have a link for the extended editions with a whole list with all the movies on like one big playlist with like extra stuff from the DVDs and whatnot, and all the movies with that. So like, do it while you can before the site is gone. I hope to God not, because I have a lot of stuff archived and a lot of stuff on my list, so I don't want to lose that. I don't have many other options to get those sites, so yeah.
Yeah, they need to. I don't know. It would be cool if these people just kind of relax from jamming up people, because it's not like they haven't made their money, but
No.
Something else is gonna pop up. You know how it goes.
Yeah. But the problem with this is like who's gonna take care of these sites basically? And like after the site's gone, somebody has to jump on and just get all these sites off it and then put it on their own sites because there's like the other alternatives are not that good or just really incomplete. Just barely have anything that Archive has. So like if Archive is gone and nobody's gonna do it, then like yeah, a lot of stuff is gonna be gone forever. It's not like there's just yeah, that's kind of a problem with this kind of stuff. Like if it's just a dumb scrap site or streaming site with like illegal movies or series on it, like yeah, big deal. There's like 500 sites that have the same content, so that doesn't matter. But like for stuff for this, it's like just you can't really replace it. It's like it's also just a bit of history. It's just gonna be gone for like a lot of fandoms and like a lot of stuff you're
Yeah.
just into.
I wonder what is the total capacity at that site.
Let me see. Archive.
And if it's even possible for somebody to back it up.
I mean, 800 billion. Can you back up that on your own site?
800 billion what? Well,
Search search the history of over 800 billion web pages on the internet. So that's a lot of stuff to back up basically. Then around here for the audio and music stuff is like 2 megabytes on TV, 14 megabytes on audio, 12 megabytes on like film, 41 megabytes on books, 800 bits pages. Well, it's billion, blah blah. 4 megabyte photos, audio, 200 kilobytes, 2.3 kilobytes on like downloads. So like, yeah, it's got a lot of these kinds of sites. Like, I have a few other sites that also archive, but it's like really incomplete or just specific for a country. Like, yeah, for England, you have a separate site that collects everything that's ever been published in England, basically, but it doesn't have anything that I want, so it's kind of useless for me at this point. And then you have another site, it's also an archive site. What's it called? Archive. This one. Yeah, this one. It's also kind of handy. Like sometimes you have like these sites for like a paper, for instance, and then they put put it behind the money wall. Basically, you have to pay to read the whole article. Well, here you can just archive it and then read the whole article. So that's kind of handy for that. And they also archive other stuff, obviously. So I archived a few things in here just to have a little bit of a backup. But all the sites that I have, are like a chunk of it, they don't have it on this side. I'm pretty sure. And checked also a bit. So yeah, it's also not the most detailed site ever. It's like really basic. So yeah, yeah. I hope that somebody can back it up, or somebody makes another site just for the Internet Archive. All the other stuff that's on there, it's like, whatever then. But you know,
Yeah. Well, I was wondering if it's even possible for him to, whoever is the well, I'm talking as if it's one person. I imagine it's a team of people.
yeah. It has a founder, but like, yeah, there's a bunch of people that just working on this. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's even possible for them to. And how is it actually funded? It's just funded by people's donation.
Yeah, basically, and then like people doing it for free and that kind of shit.
It's the only way you can keep the site like these are alive, basically through donations.
Yeah, just like out of our own pockets and like other sponsorships and whatnot, and it just keeps the site afloat and ads, obviously, that you see in the site. So yeah, that's how it's been keeping alive for all these years since like the late '90s, but like the early 2000s, they could actually get pages on there because in the '90s they couldn't didn't have that technology yet to put it on.
I mean,
Well,
using it like a library, it's useful for books that are hard to find or hard to buy, and you can get access to those immediately, basically.
Yeah, you can also just rent books too. I've
Yeah.
rented.
Like in a library, basically, it's the same
Yeah,
concept.
yeah,
You
just
can rent
maybe
it
smart.
again when the time expire. I've used it. I used it quite a few times already to get books.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, used it one time too, like for a book that I really want to see. But till I got myself, and I didn't really need it anymore. But yeah, I mean, it's been really handy for me, especially for sites or like other stuff. I also upload my own scans on there from like different blame stuff, interviews and whatnot. So like, you know, but yeah, I'm like, yeah. Recently I bought like the Tommy Galaxy novel. I still have to read it, like the hardcover edition. It's pretty nice.
From Arpen and Coldings.
Yeah, and Harpener Via.
Oh, that is another publisher then.
Yeah, an English publisher.
It's the
It's
same
like
publisher that did it for the Italian edition, as far as I know.
hmm.
I mean, there is another. There are two novels, as far as I can see: the
Yeah, the
Tatami Time Machine
Blues.
Blues, a
Yeah,
novel, and the Tatami Galaxy normal one.
Time Machine Blues is from 2001 that they made it, and they made also an anime of it, like 6 episodes, short of. Yeah, it was also pretty nice to watch. They also modernized it to now, so like. But yeah, no, and it's the same director as Sonny Boy. Yeah, he also has the kind of same kind of style as like USA had, so like it kind of fits for what you want for the series. Because for this kind of series, you need USA, but he stopped, so you need somebody for the job, basically.
I haven't checked. Well, I haven't checked too much into the archive. There was a CD site, um, CD Romance. Maybe you guys heard of it. It was an important site for backing up
For anime
or getting.
OST.
No, this was for more old games. Uh, PS1 and Saturn and Sega CD.
Yeah, I've heard of this site. I probably have been visiting it when it was around.
Yeah,
Years ago.
but I'm not sure if I haven't looked back at it, but every now and then the games industry gets riled up and then goes after these sites, especially I guess at the behest of Nintendo, because they are the most
Against
vicious.
copyright infringement and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and yet they annoyingly do not have a way to purchase a lot of their stuff anymore because certain things they've tied to Nintendo Online, which is not really buying them. You only have access to the retro games as long as they keep on paying them, as I understand it.
I see.
Because it's like it's similar to to how PSN works. The PlayStation Plus games, I think they only remain yours as long as you keep on paying them. As long as once you stop, the entire digital library that you've kind of collected, I think it stops working. So it's like rental, and it's similar with Nintendo, So at least with PSN, I believe you could buy the games. You could buy them outside of the system, but with Nintendo, I think you only get like a limited amount of games that they choose. So and you also weren't able to move forward with libraries that you might have built up on the Wii and the Wii U, because I don't think you could move forward with those. So is yeah, I mean, what do you think of that? So this is different from Steam, where on Steam it's tied to an account but not a particular PC. But as far as I understand it, I could be wrong. Nintendo, it is tied to that console. I think you could move the entire library to a new console, but you can't move it to a new console generation, if that makes sense. At least with the Wii and the Wii U. With the Switch, but I don't know what the Switch 2 is gonna bring. Maybe it'll be able to move the entire thing forward. But you guys have any interest in that? Yeah. The new Switch that coming out for $50.
Yeah,
I mean,
not really. I mean, I have Steam Deck already, so.
Not particularly, but I'm curious to know if it's going to be any different concept-wise from its predecessor. Like if Nintendo is going to put some horsepower into it or not, even though I doubt it after all these years. But I'm curious to know if there is going to be a certain degree of innovation for the new platform, or it's just going to be a bumped up version of the current Switch with a more powerful sock or something like that. What do you think?
Well, I read it was comparable to, I think, a PS4 Pro. I know that is just a rumor, of course, but do you think that will be enough power? Because remember, if it's going to be like a similar thing,
I mean, they are going to I mean, it's going to be ARM based, right? Like a phone based chip or a Mac chip from Qualcomm, probably, or Nvidia. I don't know which one is going to make it.
I think it's going to be a ARM based again, especially because from what I understand is it's supposed to be backwards compatible with the Switch. So I think you need a certain amount of similarity to kind of guarantee that. If that makes sense, like because if you do it in like a different way, like let's say it's x86, then you would then have to maintain backward compatibility. You would then have to emulate Switch, right? It wouldn't be able to run natively. So I think that has been Nintendo kind of scheme moving from GameCube to Wii to Wii U. Even though each one is more powerful than the last, they're still the same kind of family of processors, which is why the code of each one could run natively on the other one, if that makes sense. Because remember, GameCube stuff could work on Wii, and Wii stuff could work on the Wii U. You know. So I do think it's gonna be similar. I've even heard I think there was a controller that came out that mentioned it would be compatible with both of them. Like, you know, like how sometimes they release the sheets, the spec sheets or whatever for these peripherals before the console is out. But you know, again, all that I think is just speculation. I think there was a controller that said it would work for both of them. But I mean, if you have a winning combination, you know, would you really want to shake things up? Because they definitely had a winning combination for the base Switch. So would they really want to change things too much? When they had a losing, well, or I should say, a perceived kind of, well, the GameCube wasn't as successful as they were like, basically. So that's why they changed it up so much for the original Wii. But now that they have a winning one, you know, I don't think they'll want to change anything too greatly. They'll just, and I think bumping up the specs will be enough. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I don't. In my opinion, they are going to stick with the platform, but just bump up the specifics, and also it's going to remain like a deck and an handled. I mean, there's no. I don't think they should innovate too much. Something that works perfectly fine right now, but who knows? We will see when we'll see the product when it came out. Like let's hope for the best, I guess, even though I will unlikely get it myself.
Also,
I mean, the first Wii Switch has been around for almost 10 years, right? Like it's from
yeah,
2016 or 17.
yeah, pretty much. Have you ever got into any Well, the only real reason to get those kind of systems is for the Nintendo IP. I don't know if you have you ever had an interest in those? Your Mario, your Zelda, that sort
Not
of
exactly. I mean, I was into Fire Emblem many years ago, but now
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, me and gaming. Like right now, I am more interested in trying and get into the Dark Souls or the Souls-like games. Even Elden Ring, you guys have played those games, I guess.
I mean, Elden Ring, yeah, I've played some hours in that. Haven't gone really
Dark
far.
Souls also.
No, not those.
Sekiro and
Also, nope.
Yeah, it's kind of I like to look at log videos on stuff, but I haven't actually played any of those.
Yeah,
but
mostly
I know that
videos on them.
yeah, but I know that one thing I know though, and I think you mentioned before, is that Berserk was a heavy influence on those games.
yeah, probably.
Designs and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, but basically that is the sort of things that is more right up my alley compared to a Mario game or a Zelda game, even though Zelda itself is interesting. I mean, I've played the game, for the Zelda for the Wii, Twilight Princess, and I haven't played anything else for quite some time. The first one I've tried to play it using an emulator for the NES, but for me it's too outdated to be played out of nowhere, I guess, for retrospective purposes, I guess. But I don't know. Do you guys like the Zelda series? The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah,
I
I
haven't,
actually
haven't played them, so.
So which one are
kind
your favorite games for any platform, new and old? If I may ask.
my favorite one was the Game Boy one actually, which is kind of weird. I think they was able to like how sometimes with a spin-off of a game, they're a little more experimental with it. Like Far Cry Blood Dragon, they did some kind of unusual thing. So the Zelda for Game Boy was it was originally supposed to be a port of the Super Nintendo version, Link to the Past, and eventually it became its own thing, which I thought was I was kind of interesting, and it has like a lot of fourth wall stuff in it that you wouldn't have expected in a game from so long ago. I mean, Mario and Luigi like characters in the game. That's not something, and especially a company like Nintendo that normally is very, I guess, conservative in many ways. They don't do anything too in terms of their software. They usually kind of used to kind of stick close to known formulas. You'd have I think I think you mentioned before the CDI Zeldas that were kind of a internet meme. You know what I'm talking about, Koma? These are games for the CDI.
The Philips CDI Zelda. Yes, of course. They used to be a meme, but many years ago, almost 20 years ago. The first YouTube poop videos actually were about those Zelda game.
Exactly, and now they have there's a new game that's come out that pays homage to those games, but is actually a good game.
I mean, those games were like a huge meme.
Yeah.
Even though it's so the but yet so good. I'll be right back, by the way.
Yeah. Bombs.
Yeah, I'll have to send it to you on Discord. But there's a new game called Azet, the Jewel of Faramore, that is a homage to those games. All the quirks, all the weird quirks in it, and it plays it totally straight. It's interesting. It's like how to say, like it's the last thing you would ever imagine happen.
Oh yeah, I remember this meme. Yeah. That's no. Lamp oil, rope, bombs. You want it? It's yours, my friend. As long as you have enough rubies.
Yeah, I like that they changed it to rubies. Because nobody knows what the hell a rupee is.
Yeah.
No, since they made that change, right? I was wondering, did the original Japanese creators, did they mean to write rupees, to write rubies by mistake?
Oh no, I mean I haven't played it, so like I have no clue really.
Yeah, but it's and it's like it's just the kind of thing that was.
I mean, it can be just an English word, and they just make it slightly different. So like like the word grape juice or grape juice, or like other words is just that just change up just to make it easier for themselves, but it just seem like you sound like a weeb when you say it. Even in Japan, I have to do that probably with some words, just weebify some words just to make it sound logical for them. But like, yeah, that's what you get if you have a system that doesn't really, read you or like teach you a lot of English. Oh, and by the way, you're up to date with like Dungeon Meshi, or still a couple of episodes behind?
Yeah. I think I'm still. I think I'm always a little bit behind. So I haven't checked them out. I think probably last week and this week, obviously.
I mean, yeah.
It's weird that like I'm reading Tower Dungeon and then there's the Delicious in Dungeon. It's two.
Yeah.
Like there's no way that they could have planned these things to come out at the same time, and but two of them have like a lot of similarity, like they both take place in a gamified world, and I'm really like Delicious in Dungeon, like it keep on hinting at a larger story.
Yeah. It's both as whack characters that just have their own weird quirks. Tower Dungeon is that too, but not with eating monsters or anything like that. A bit more serious, I guess. It has a bit more with the plot of like saving the princess, and the Tower Dungeon is a bit more with comedy and a bit more with just going around and just trying to getting to the next level and just exploring that again. And then you have like the plot point with the dragon showing up and then defeating that one, and it just go forth and forth and so forth and so forth. Basically. Well, like there's also like a few like chill episodes like in between those even. Like the first 12 episodes were just like just like those just getting used to the world and getting used to the plot and whatnot, and the characters just being goofy or being idiots or cute, whatnot, like our elf or our cat girl. Like episode 21 was like basically Ichimi being a cat for like 20 minutes straight and picking out Marcel as its favorite human or something like that. I don't know, that was pretty cute. That is my profile picture right now. Just being complete cat at that point, but I don't know. It's fun.
Yeah,
It's gonna end in 2 episodes, man.
Oh man. But wait, it's not Does it cover the entire manga? Oh, first of all, is the manga concluded?
Yeah, the
That's what.
manga was concluded in 2000 in like last year or 2022 or something like that. Yeah, the manga has been concluded. Yeah, so the anime is probably gonna do like probably another season. Pretty sure I can. I don't think they're gonna wrap it up in 2 episodes. That's a bit impossible, but yeah, I think there's gonna be more. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be more. Like it's been pretty damn popular, so like it's gotta be at this point. Oh, and for TV series, have you watched Unlocked from Netflix? It's basically
Unlocked.
it's basically a Big Brother show in a prison. Then set up an experiment that they set loose all the prisoners in a cell block by keeping doors 24/7 open because because it's so violent in some of those prisons that are like for 23 hours they're gonna be stuck in their own prison, stuck in their own cell, and just have 1 hour of daytime just outside of it. So they're gonna get really, they're really stuck and they're really, violent all the time, obviously because of that. So they try to alleviate that, but there's some kind of problems, obviously.
This is anime or this is live action?
No, just like this is real. This is like real prisoners in a real prison, just with an experiment, just to help them out, and obviously have some entertainment for America, basically.
Okay.
I
Now hold on.
mean, that's oh boy, that's some
Yeah,
moments in there too, but
it's a Korean movie, a Korean series.
no, America, Arkansas, basically. Basically. It's not fiction. It's real. It's also not Korea or anime or any of that kind of stuff.
All right, because I think I seen a Korean. All right, so wait. Sure, this has to be a mockumentary. You can't just release prisoners. Is this? Yeah, and what kind of offenders?
I mean,
Murderers.
basically, it's like a high prison, like a high state prison, or like high state prison. Probably not that, but like you have some real offenders in here, and like and each of the prison is set up in different blocks. So you have block A, block B, block C, etc., etc., etc. And here, like in block C or something like that. And each block is separate from all the other blocks. It's one giant building, but they each have their own blocks. So they can run around in their own blocks, but they can't run around outside. So they're just all the cells in the block are open, and they have to organize themselves and just have more keeping to the rules in order for them to getting more perks and getting better at being a team, socializing, and eventually getting out earlier for some of them.
Okay.
Obviously that's not gonna end well for all of them, obviously, but yeah, that's
All
basically the
right.
premise of the whole show. It's like Big Brother but then in a prison.
All right. I think I finally seen it here now. Okay. I think the full title is Unlocked, a jail experiment.
Yeah.
Um. Okay. All right. Well. Um. So if these prisoners murder each other, who's
Well,
the
some are in for murder, yeah, and some are in for like burglary or like assault or that kind of stuff, and it's just like and have some pretty heavy, you could say, pretty heavy, and like they're making
all
shanks
right.
in prisons and like moonshine that kind of type of stuff. You see also kind of fighting, obviously, and like it's gonna kind of calming down because the first day of like getting off 23 hours a day constantly holding up in your cell, they're really letting some steam off because being stuck in a small room all day long is gonna get to your psyche, obviously. Like they're at the point now
All
that they
right.
have free phone calls because in prison you don't get free phone calls. You have to pay with some kind of system. So and not everybody has money, so or get that money that fast, so they can't pay for the phone. So yeah, American prison is pretty fucked up, basically. Like it can be even worse, but yeah, man, oh boy.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's true, but some people say that is the system is not made to really rehabilitate anybody, but it's more to make money somehow. And
Yeah,
apparently,
just keeping, yeah. We also get overcrowding, obviously, with like constantly getting offenders. Nobody's getting fixed, so like 50% of the time, people just get back in and like don't get fixed at all, and like yeah, it's not,
I
it's
don't.
sad, but also like somehow entertainment, which is also sad, but yeah, but
Yeah,
oh
but
well.
so what you're saying is better to watch it illegitimately because you don't wanna reinforce this abuse that's happening. That's what you're saying. Like
Yeah,
if
yeah.
there's something like
You don't want,
right,
you don't want to end up doing the same shit or like thinking the same shit as them. But it's like they try to they try to be getting better at themselves by getting a bit more freedom and just getting actual help, like actually, getting better in society and just be locked up in a small room for all eternity and not doing anything. So people never get anywhere with their lives, so they just get stuck at the same point in time, but just getting older, but not any wiser. So yeah, but oh well, it's
this
like
is
eight
like oh
episodes or something. But
that's a good way to put it. They're getting older but not wiser.
yeah,
That is I never thought about it like that.
yeah,
Well, yeah, I think in Trinidad, the prisoners like I think they get worse in the prison.
mm,
Uh, because you kind of had to keep up. You know what I mean? You
mm,
know, but I mean, look, sometimes prisoners could surprise you. Like I had a teacher. I taught a class long time ago, and they had prisoners, and I think they had one guy who was actually coming from jail, and he was like one of the best students. You'd never guess. You know,
mm.
so I don't know. Maybe if there's any murders, Netflix probably wouldn't show that part. But maybe they'll show or maybe that'll be the best part to show. I don't know. I wonder because the
I
media
mean,
like to show
yeah,
the,
that's just
you know,
yeah,
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 they're not. The news doesn't like anything better than posting.
sensation and
Yeah,
just weird stuff.
yeah. Guy found chopped up. And so
Yeah,
like
yeah. I know the stories. I mean, I know some countries are not even censoring their stuff in their newspapers or whatnot for photos of like gruesome crimes or something like that. Some countries do that, but yeah, I don't know. It's
yeah,
weird. And obviously, in third world countries or like other countries, it's gonna be fucked up. Obviously, the prison is even worse in that way.
oh
But
yeah, yeah. Like they had like a while back in Trinidad prison, a good while back. There was like a
hmm.
prison break, and these guys had they had like grenades and stuff
Oh shit!
in prison. You know,
Ow! Oh,
um,
wait, they shoved it up their own ass and just yeah, okay.
well, I think it was I don't know. Well, I suppose you might have to look at the how they call them prison guards and stuff. You know,
Mm,
because they surely lending a hand or something. So uh, yeah, and I think some of the prison guards were killed during that attempted escape, and they But then on the other hand, they might have also been the ones that gave them the stuff to break out. But then on the other hand, it's like if you go into that kind of environment and everybody is corrupt, you also have to be corrupt to survive because they'll be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know,
Everybody's stealing. You have to steal. That kind of
yeah,
mentality.
I'm not just because they want the money. I mean, like they might find a way to make you mysteriously die, which has happened.
Mm-hmm.
Um, something might mysteriously happen to you uh, if you don't play ball, basically. So I don't know what is the answer. You know,
Yeah,
'Cause,
yeah. It's a difficult system to get anything done. How to get people back in society. And like, yeah, some people are just you can't help them anymore. They're too far gone, and like, people have a lot of ideas to deal with prisoners. I mean, fuck. Guillotine, you name it. Has been on the market
think
past centuries.
do you guys don't have any you guys have almost no crime, right?
Yeah, in the
No.
Netherlands, I mean, we do have prisons. Obviously, we do have crime. It's not like crime free. Obviously, we do have them. Oh yeah, we do have them. But
I
like,
mean, listen to me. If Trinidad had the crime rate that the Netherlands have, they would advertise that as crime abolished, crime ended.
it.
I guarantee that, because like, yeah, like during the pandemic, the police
Mhm.
would say stuff like, oh, crime's down. It's like, yeah, well, nobody allowed to leave the house, you know? They're not going to murder, they're not going to meet the guy they're going to murder, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
Unless
true.
they go to their house, Yeah, like, it was, I don't know, it was crazy. And also, I was wondering, everybody going around in masks. Yeah, well, these guys have on masks to commit the crime. Is that going to make more people commit crime? Nobody's going to question why a guy is going around. Man, and these freaking guys, one guy had on a helmet and it had like a complete mirror surface. I don't know if you ever seen it. It's the whole
Mm,
face a mirror,
yeah.
like a one-way mirror. Yeah, it was crazy. And people just
Mm.
walking around the road like that, So
Ah,
like,
fuck. I mean, I
tell me that,
remember.
buddy, that it was the perfect time to commit any crime you wanted. Because everybody, if you didn't
Mm.
have one a mask, then they would find you. But
Yeah,
before,
yeah,
if you
yeah,
had
yeah,
a
yeah.
mask, the police would be like, what the hell is this guy doing? And so like now is giving people an excuse to walk around with masks all the time. Even now,
Mm. Even
you know.
now, still. Okay.
Yeah, and the mask that people have is like, yeah, oh, here's a ragged bandana. Yeah, that's gonna
Mm.
stop. That wasn't even gonna stop a virus in first place. So
Yeah, yeah. I've seen also stuff in here. Like, I mean, I've even after COVID, I've seen people with like mask on. I'm like, most of the masks are not gonna help you. It's gonna prevent you from spreading the virus to them, but not the other way around. So it doesn't matter if you have a mask, except if you have a surgical mask. But beyond that, no. And I also remember
I don't
from
know.
like America that there were like some states that you could get just the police, like it would be so much stolen in a store or something like that that the police wouldn't be called anymore because of the lockdown. So people just grabbed everything they could and just walked out and they couldn't do anything. There's something
Yeah,
like that I remember
I
from
mean,
like America.
like that happened here too. But for us, it was Tuesday, as they say.
Mm.
Uh,
Just a
just
normal another day,
yeah, as you do. Just a regular. I mean, I don't think like I was hearing a story where like this person was calling and saying, yeah, this guy said he's gonna burn the place down, right? And
Hmm.
they keep on calling them like 4 or 5 times or whatever, they didn't come. Then later on now, when the guy actually does burn the place down, then they come, right? After the
If the
place is
place is
already
burned down,
engulfed. Yeah,
then we
yeah.
want to come.
Is yeah, that's kind of, and this is nothing to do with COVID. This is like I said, it's a Tuesday. This is how
Just
we
need
do it
normal
here.
standard
Yeah,
bullshit.
yeah, as you do. Yeah, that
Yeah.
should be my segment on these podcasts. Just
Yeah.
whatever bullshit is going on here these days.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, I
yeah,
had
yeah,
that
like
one time too here in the Netherlands. There was like one time that a store did some whitewashing with some money with like a gang or something like that. Then one time they didn't pay anymore, that store, and then in the night the whole store got shut up. Like literally the whole window was just full of holes and complete, and the whole interior was just gone, full of bulldogs. Basically, it was basically the one scene of Trigun, and like the first episodes, it's like those cowboys just shoot the whole place up, and only Vash is still standing. It's basically that
nice.
scene.
Well, not
And
nice, but
mm,
yeah. Sorry,
and
go
they
ahead.
yeah, and then later on, like a night later, they dropped a grenade behind the shop, but it was a dot. And then they got the military in and all kinds of shit. And then the same night they also blew up a bus stop. So that was fun. And even
Nice,
heard the
nice.
explosion. Fuck.
What?
So,
Ah,
like,
okay. Okay.
So that was something, like, the store is gone now. Obviously, there's like a new owner in it, but boy, that was that was not fun.
Yeah, a lot of. I think you know what. I actually think the grenade here was a dud too. At least one of them, I think, was a. So I'm wondering, is it that there's no way to know if it's a dud beforehand, right?
No, not really. You have to really, examine the thing to get an idea.
Right.
But you can't just look at it like, oh yeah, that's a dub. Except if you're an
Right.
expert, but beyond that.
We actually had to pull it and see if it blows up or not. Yeah. So that is yeah. I was wondering if it's possible that the guy in the prison gave the guy a known dud, knowing that he would still not be murdered by the guy, and still get the money, I guess. Because I imagine like the prisoners be like, yeah, I'll murder you, I'll get somebody to murder you, and also I'll pay a fate or whatever, Or maybe the murder is all they need, I mean, Cheta murder could get people to do a lot of stuff. So, maybe the murder is all they offer. You know what I'm paying you? I'm not killing you. That's just
your life is
yeah. Like that is like a basic form of insurance we have here. Like if businesses here, they're like, well, I'm not actively gonna make your health worse. That is the insurance that we offer. Which is not something that could be said for all businesses here. Usually they do make stuff worse, but just the like I said, you guys never colonized this area. You need to come here and sort it out.
We need to colonize you. Need to get things better, Christ.
Yeah. It is indeed the only way. I'll say this: the only roads in this country that last any length of time were the roads that were built by the U.S. when they had World War II bases, and the UK from when stuff was like colonized and stuff. A few other stuff is still standing. Like I went yesterday to this bunker, right? This US bunker made in like 1940 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And it is in better condition than most government works that I see. You can't explain that. Well, I mean, it could very easily explain that, but that is back when I guess military grade used to mean something. I don't know if they'll be able to do it now, but back then, there's only like one small piece of damage, and like meanwhile, like for our area here, half of the road was caved away for like 18 months or something, as you do. Yeah, it's really interesting. Yeah, so Maz, you need to put in the paperwork. Even Koma, the Italians will do a much better job than these guys here. Yeah, have the Italians ever colonized places? I don't know about that. If Koma is still online, I don't.
Think he is. Maybe he's gone. I don't know. But I don't know.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm here.
He's here.
Oh, that's okay.
He's alive.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, basically, we colonized a couple of countries many years ago, like during or before World War II, like in Africa, Eritrea, Libya. Don't remember if there are others, maybe a couple of others, but we never kept them during the fascist era of Italy.
Well, I mean, maybe you could put in the paperwork. You and Miles could work together, and get Trinidad recolonized.
Yeah.
Because these guys are doing a bang up job. Yeah, that's why. That's why. Whenever people sharing pictures of their manga collections, I have to show like a picture of like a SD card or something. It's like, this is my master collection of blam here.
Yeah. We need some manga shops set up there and some
to make a profit with the
good
with
cinemas.
Yeah.
Some actual water drains, some actual sewage, like literally everything.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
Basically everything. Like like they have like to do, to do everything. That is what
Literally.
it's to do. Just everything. Just gestures broadly. That is
Like at that point, you can just move out. We could just give some people that really want some plane tickets and just come live here. Like, why you
oh
want to
yeah,
live
yeah.
there anymore?
You'll take that too. Wherever we marrying anybody. Any gender.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Look, it's 2024.
We
Just
could just
yeah.
we could just hook you up with some genius.
Yeah, that
Brother.
that's yeah, like a lot of stuff here is deemed almost as what do you call it, luxury goods. So they really interestingly yachts are not considered a luxury good in Trinidad. Isn't
Mm.
that great? Because the only people that could afford yachts are the people that can afford to buy the politicians. It's pretty great.
Mm.
It's interesting. I don't know. I always changing this show from talking about any kind of pop.
Unless you risk getting copyright flagged on YouTube.
I mean, with audio, without audio, I don't think I'm getting audio flagged. I hope. No.
I mean, the other
Let's not
times
try anymore, I guess. Then. I don't think with the 89 episodes, getting flagged for that, but
you did it on one occasion. I don't remember if you had the audio active or not.
No, it was like for what was it again? For a YouTube video that Qbhall found and had without audio, but it still got flagged for that, and then I
Yeah,
had to edit it out. It was one time.
yeah, no, but the video was also on YouTube, which was like, I was like, what the
Yeah.
hell does this work?
Yeah, copyright is a bitch. Regarding
I
like,
mean,
no, it's my creation, but it's free on YouTube. I'm like, how does this one work?
yeah, well, you know what? The definition of free is, is up for debate. It's like, well, it's free, but it's only free here. Okay, it's not free elsewhere.
You
Only
can't
right
stream it,
here.
it's like everybody can see it, but streaming, no. Like, what do you mean streaming? It's not yours. I'm like, we're gonna flag you down and hunt you down and
No,
chop your balls
only
off or
one,
something like that.
only one stream at a. You can't stream the stream. You could only stream. You see? Like if if some lunatic chooses to stream these podcasts to restream them, then we would have to
We
go
can
after
murder
them.
them then. We can just
Yeah,
hunt them
yeah,
down and
right.
just,
Yeah.
I mean, fuck.
I guess I think being pirated is almost like like you've made it. If somebody cares enough to steal your shit, you're somebody
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Then you've made it. If somebody cares enough about your shit to be stolen, like, yeah, you made it. Then you're in good hands at that point. And then
Yeah,
it's
right.
just up to you if you're gonna be an asshole and just go after those guys, or just let them be, or just another I mean, if it was copyright and was just another company using your stuff, then yeah, kill them. But if it's just some regular old YouTuber, yeah, then I wouldn't give a shit because it's just it's like you just trying to survive. That's it. Like, why
Yeah,
would you go
so,
after that? If it's a company, it's a whole different story altogether. But
well, from what I understand, a lot of the artists don't really care, but the companies that pay them, they are the ones who usually seem to go after them.
yeah,
Does that make
yeah,
sense?
that's true. That's true.
Like I mean, well, you think some old rock star knows what the hell is going? You think Ozzy Osbourne? He don't know what a
No,
lawyer is,
no,
probably.
no. After
So
50 years, yeah, he has no clue what the fuck is going on.
yeah, like
Oh.
he have like a reality show, and I was looking at a clip of it, and the subtitles was like it was just unintelligible. That is like that is the subtitle, unintelligible. Incoherent.
Mhm.
Like that. If the official subtitle guys, that is the best they could do. That is what do you say to that? Well, that is also sometimes I think sometimes the presidential speeches is almost like that, but we probably shouldn't get into that. But
Yeah, no, we don't want it to make it too political, or else it's just gonna be.
it's too
No,
it's
no.
too bad because some of it is like comedy gold, It's like you
Yeah,
don't have to say
sometimes
nothing.
it's funny. Sometimes it can be
You
funny, or like we can't
you
go
just had to
too
play.
much on that, or else it's just gonna be like, okay,
Oh,
oh, these guys are like communists, or like, oh no, these guys are fascists. I'm like, oh shit, we're fucked. We just made one joke and we're already screwed.
yeah, I know. Even I know. Trinidad. I don't think Trinidad even has a concept of left and right wing. That was something I had to learn about. Like, what the hell is that?
Oh.
I don't know what the. I don't even know what the hell that means, really.
Hmm.
I don't even know how the government works in this country. Well,
Yeah.
the government doesn't work in this country. That is how it works.
Yeah, the government doesn't exist there.
Yeah, it's like it's like anarchy, but still with corruption.
Hmm.
Like like the
But anyway,
like the yeah. I'm not
have
even.
you guys heard of Geo-Wizard straight line missions? Like mission to Wales, mission to England, that kind of stuff. Fun vids.
No, what is it?
No,
What is
what is
it
that?
about?
Basically, it's a one guy that goes that tries to have
Ah, on
more
a straight
record
in a
of.
straight line. Oh, yes, I saw a video a couple of years ago about somebody doing this. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, yeah,
Would
that
you
was
like
in
to do it
Wales.
yourself?
Yeah, yeah. True. It's just, and like he makes the weirdest shit come across. Sometimes sometimes he goes to forest full of thorns and other stuff, and just helplessly lost, and just goes for kilometers on end, just to rain and dark and whatnot. And like, hey, there's just some farmer just trying to kill him off and whatnot. And like, I don't know, it's pretty entertaining. It's like, and it's also pretty relaxing too. It's not always that kind of type of stuff. Like it's entertaining, relaxing, and like you can take delight in the guy's suffering, basically. But hey, it's his own suffering, so like But I
I
don't
mean,
know.
look, what kind of views is he getting?
The guy has like 1.31 million, so like he's doing pretty
Oh
good.
well, I mean, well, I can't feel bad for this guy, making a shitload of money, probably.
And he also has his own website, GeoWizard. So basically, what that is like you pick a point on a map, or randomly you get a point, and you have to guess where in the world you are. Basically, you just use Google Maps or like Google Earth, basically, and you just check out like where the fuck in the world you are, and that's where his main income comes from, basically. And then he has this YouTube channel that basically he goes, or he uses his own site, or he does these straight line missions. But they're mostly for these straight line missions because they're the most entertaining. So like, there's not many people that do them. Like sometimes they do them, but I don't know, one is better than the other. So you know, oh well. Like this guy, for instance, like inspired by, and he did last time he did like a race between other YouTubers for that, and now he's doing one in England for like a few episodes. Like I don't
Yeah,
know, pretty entertaining.
I noticed that he doesn't he's not doing this in America, basically.
No, he did
Uh,
one time in Norway, and he's been in America, just been tripping around, trying also to explore. But it's a bit difficult with all the borders and like doing everything with cars and like
and also,
other stuff.
would he be able to go across all these people land in like let's say Texas? Would he be able to do it there?
He's fucked in Texas.
Yeah.
one step on your backyard and you just get shot with a shotgun. And the sis say, yeah, another Tuesday. Oh, I just trapped a burglar on my lawn. What was his mission again? Oh yeah, he wanted to go in a straight line. Bullshit. I had to kill him. I don't trust that guy. No, he would be
You
fucked
know,
if he did that.
I mean, in a country like this, uh, I can't. I wouldn't blame somebody, because this place is kind of crazy. So people always on
Yeah,
it.
with all the alcohol, I can see how that can escalate
Yeah.
easily.
I was a place by I was in a place yesterday where like you could pretty much see Venezuela. It's like I don't know if you ever check out where Trinidad is on a map. but it's like an elf shoe, right? And the toe
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
shoe,
yeah. I've seen a couple of
yeah,
that.
yeah, it's like yeah. So like you could get a you want a AK-47, give me like a bucket of KFC, and it'll be here in half hour or whatever, That is uh, that is an exaggeration, but not by much,
Meh.
you know. It's kind of
I
interesting.
mean, I know like in Gambia or something like that, somewhere in Africa, you can just hire a guy to give you a bazooka to blow up a cow, like a live cow, or just throw grenades and other type of shit at cows. So you have
Damn.
stuff like that. You can go to a country and just blow up a cow with a fucking RPG. So you know,
Uh,
people can be countries could be really fucking weird with that type of stuff. How the fuck to get an RPG? I don't want to know, but
yeah, I mean that might be. Oh yeah, remember all that aid we sent to that country? Well, here it is in bazooka form. Remember that aid is back in bazooka form.
Mm,
It's, yeah, that's kind of a funny word. Now to think about it, bazooka. No, I wonder, is that a brand name? Was there some people as
mm.
yeah, bazooka. That's a great name.
Yeah, I think it's more for the weapon, or maybe it comes from the movies itself. But I think it's just for the weapon and just a different name for an RPG, or they're two different things. I don't know really. I'm not an expert on these things, so
Yeah, but you put the RPG in a bazooka.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Now I need to look that up. Probably not on the stream though. That might be we might get double flagged. Oh, what is
Yeah,
this?
yeah, no,
Explosives and
thanks. Like,
guns
yeah,
and
do that on your own time, maybe. I want to keep these streaming alive for a bit longer than that, basically.
we just opened my new channel.
Yeah, just a bazooka channel. All the crazy shit. You can just vlog in. You can just vlog all the crazy shit in Trinidad and just get millions of views. Because who the fuck is vlogging in Trinidad? Probably nobody. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I haven't
You
seen
know
it.
what? I think there's a few people, but yeah, maybe not the kind of. There was I think there's some people. There's this guy that on a few YouTubers actually. They went in not local YouTubers. That is the important thing. They went into the particularly what is that good word after the a politically correct
Illegal
word?
market, black markets.
Well, basically, is where everybody else from Trinidad would be afraid to go, right?
Oh, the slums. Oh, okay, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I didn't say it, Mars said it, but yeah, the local equivalent of the favela or whatever, but yeah, they and I think one guy he showed some of the stuff that they had, and I think they was trying to jam him up. I am just documenting what these people have. It's not mine, but they're coming after me. It's kind of so basically it's like the police are more mad that they show the truth of this place as opposed to the people actually committing the crime. You know what I mean? So like I am from the press and I expose that, the guys up in certain areas of Trinidad have AR-15 and AK and all this kind of thing. I don't know, maybe the police is mad that these are the guys that were hired me to keep their stuff on the down low, and you come here trying to show it.
Deep Caribbean's deadliest hood. What is this
Damn.
in Trinidad? Or it's like 22. Yeah, okay, that's some bullshit, obviously.
Yeah, I like that. Unless one of these videos was published posthumously, it's not the real truth,
No. It's obviously, it's a lot of bullshit, obviously, just to get people.
Yeah, but yeah, there was a couple people went to these areas, and people in the comments were like, who were from here, they were like, yeah, don't go there, please, basically, yeah.
It's just a really bad idea just to get involved in that.
Yeah, I mean, it have people who are not criminals that live there. And there's one guy was telling me, yeah, he talking to a friend from that area, and then like sometimes they had to stop because he had to duck, and then but the phone was still on, and he was getting like gunshots and stuff in the night, some sort of a gang warfare, pretty crazy, So I mean,
And is
just
rum
because you're from that
snake?
area, what's that?
And is snake rum a real thing, or is it just like for the tourists?
I am sure that somebody does it. This is like a really superstitious place. So I'm sure that there's a lot of craziness. Like everybody here to say stuff like a lot of the older people say stuff like oh, they say this, They say that if you let a pumpkin vine grow up in the sky, that means that somebody in the house will die.
Yeah.
So if you see that happening, you better chop it down. Now maybe in the ancient past, somebody let the pumpkin vine grow up, and maybe the pumpkin fall on them and kill them, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, what could be the origin of this? Why not let the pumpkin vine grow high? So like
Yeah. So what are like the biggest religions there then?
Well, generally Christianity. There's three big ones: Christianity of all kinds, then Islam and Hindu. And I guess like each one probably has like some, especially Christians. There's like a lot of smaller ones. There's like a lot of small Christian cults going on here.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I don't know. I guess technically everything is a cult, but
Yeah. If you
there's
eventually.
a lot of charlatans out there. There's a lot of charlatans. It's
A lot of fake voodoo rituals for the tourists and that kind of shit. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. One interesting thing I've seen was like people like mix things, So like one guy will talk about some kind of weird Hindu thing, but mix it with Christianity,
Yeah. Magic
pick a side,
elixir.
It's like you take the Yu-Gi-Oh deck and you take the Magic the Gathering deck and you shuffle all together, and a Pokemon deck, throw that in there too, Pick a side,
Yeah. Well, we're like over 2 hours, so like fine here.
It's time to wrap things up.
Yeah, so well, that was it. And we see you in like 2 weeks or something like that. So subscribe, whatnot, and see ya.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.